Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, and today's the day. Today's the day I bring out that of the first chapter of my Dekuverse story. This is the Dekuverse of Madness. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I'm finally bringing out this story, to be honest. This one story is going to be holding a lot of dear to me because this story feels more like that of a swan song to that of MHA, and how much it means a lot to me. Outside of the pain in the ass fandom, to be honest, because honestly, ever since the series kind of ended, I've kind of seen the worst of the fandom, to be honest. Seriously, why does this happen? First with Naruto, then Bleach, then with Demon Slayer, and now this. Shonen, am I right? Honestly, I would say the same about JJK, but honestly, they started annoying the fuck out of me since Season 2 came out. And they value their entertainment over an animation employee losing his job after being overworked. So yeah, but other than that, I still love MHA. From the characters, to the world, to the power sets, and to basically being more logical and reasonable than just being logical and reasonable when it comes to power sets than just, throwing shit at the wall like a lot of other shonen anime like to do. But then again, that's just me. And the main reason why I love MHA is Izuku himself, where everybody sees him as basically a boring, bland protagonist and that he should have been replaced with either Bakugo or Shoto. To me, all I see is that of a true hero. Basically, the true origin story of a boy becoming a hero. I also love the fact that he is basically one of few shonen protagonists who don't have fucking plot armor. And what I truly love is that, unlike a lot of other shonen protagonists that are either the chosen one, stupidly overpowered, constantly bailed out by the plot, or is just a overall genius in combat, I like Izuku because he is literally none of that. He is basically the side character that most people forget about before becoming the actual main character. In a way, he's literally Kobe if he was actually the main protagonist. Not to mention, he's a blank canvas. You can give him literally any power set, and he would basically soak it up like a freaking sponge, given how much of a hard worker and he uses his brain more than just using his brawn. That's why he's one of my all-time favorite shonen protagonists, no matter what anybody says. So now, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 1, Visitors from the Other Worlds. Currently, an entity is looking at that of a collection of glass, as one glass basically shows that of an image of everybody from Class 1A, all grown up as heroes, with even Izuku there as well, in that of his power suit. Basically showing that it's the end of MHA, at least for now, as the entity basically shatters that of the, viewing glass, before then crossing his arms saying, finally come to an end, after all this time. At least for now. Knowing Hirokoshi, he still has more to come. But knowing him, he's also focusing more on his other projects right now. Mainly helping out others. And his health too. Given that the man has been in and out of the hospital, you should probably focus on that for the time being until getting back to the world of MHA. But that aside, still can't believe that Shonen Jump actually made it confirmed that the new Gen 3 really is now a thing, and the predecessor being Bleach of all things. But oh well. Hopefully Shonen Kid Base is able to bounce back. They've already have one good new upcoming manga. I think there are a few others that can also that can also take the spots as well. As for me, within soon, the entity basically raises up his right hand. Before then, some other shards begin to fly over saying, it's time for me to finally unleash that of my perfect project. I'll bring over at least that of four from other universes. And mainly just ones that are just floating all across that of the multiverse. These four would do. Showing that of shards of Izuku, however, wearing that of a black trench coat, with that of shadowy green energy coming off his arms. Another Izuku, wearing that of a black hoodie, with that of a rebreather mask and his hood, and that of his hood over his head, while also having that of a custom-made billy club and a grappling hook as he jumps from building to building. Another Izuku, however, it seems like this Izuku is actually a female, wearing the same outfit and everything. However, her hair is basically put into that of a high, messy ponytail. And another female Izuku, however, they're wearing all black, with threads basically coming out of their fingers, though. This should work. However, what about the others? But then, basically closing his eyes before snapping his fingers, saying, I got it. I'll ask Big Bro for that of his. I can bring at least that of, well, maybe two. One that he ended up, erasing, while the other he actually ended up completing. Then I could possibly even, if I can get permission, maybe after I bring him in, I'll ask out afterwards. And then I'll also bring in that of a upcoming universe that he's working on, alongside one that he ended up dropping. With then bringing out that of 5 other shards of Izuku Midoriya. One with that, as he wears that of a green uniform. However, it seems a little bit different from his usual hero costume. It's the same, but somewhat a lot more form-fitting, as he has that of a massive single-edged blade on his shoulders. Another one with that of another Izuku with that of a black trench coat. However, instead of basically energy coming off of him, instead he has that of multiple firearms under that of the trench coat, and seems to be more proficient with them than anything. Another Izuku wearing that of a fur jacket, glasses, and also having that of a single-edged katana with a curved lower edge on his back, and in that of his left hand, another katana in a sheath as well, as he looks at that of the night sky. Another Izuku, however, instead of the green hair, he has that of wild brunette hair with that of a red headband, a red jacket, and also that of white pants, and also having that of a massive red sword, as he wields it with that of a reverse grip in his hands, as flames basically begin to come out of his mouth. And another one being that of a Izuku wearing that of green and black robes, as he also has that of a somewhat wizarding, spiky hat, with that as it also black and green. However, you can see that of lines of red, and in that of his hands has that of a staff with that of a purple gem at the end, as it crackling lightning, with then saying, "Oh yeah, these 5 will do." Now I'll finish it off with that of 5 more, probably from the same universes that I'm working on. Then there's a lot of universes I need to work on and finish, and still taking time, especially universes that I've been looking over, especially multiple universes that people have basically suggested me to look over too. Damn it. You know what? Screw it. I'll focus on the ones that 2 of them I've basically ended up erasing. I'll bring them back, while I also bring in that of 2 that I'm currently working on, and 1 that I'm also basically planning on creating. So which one should I? As he begins thinking for a little while before then snapping his finger, saying, "Oh yeah, these 5 will do." As then seeing that of other shards of Izuku. One Izuku with that of somewhat medieval clothes, as he has that of a green cloak with that of a hood on it, as he wields that of two great swords in his hand, and behind him, looking like that of a giant wolf with that of dragon wings and tails. Another Izuku, wearing that of a shinobi garb, while also wearing that of his hero costume that looks a little bit more different, as it's sleeveless with that of claws at the fingertips of his, in the tip of his gloves, and that of claws coming out of that of his, boots as well. But standing out the most is that of two long odachi katanas on his back, and surrounded by that of tons of girls with that of massive chests as well. Another Izuku wearing that of Anmayoji clothing, as he has that of green robes with that of Hinata and also Himawari flowers basically scattered around him, as that of animal-like spirits begin to float around him, as he has that of a double-edged Dao sword in his hands. Another Izuku, however, this one is basically wearing that of a black tank top with red-like armor, and his traditional boots, however, made into that of sandals. Not only that, his messy green hair is even messier, as it's going all the way down to his back. And what stands out the most is that of his green eyes actually being red, with certain symbols in his eyes that look like that of Tomoe's, as he looks like complete and total pissed off. And last but not least, another Izuku, as he's wearing that of tactical combat gear that looks like what you would see those of military units, possibly in that of the army, or maybe even that of the Marines would be wearing, or even that of Rangers too, with that of multiple firearms, one on that of his back, one on his side, and currently having one on his hand and out of his hands. And also, just like that of the somewhat ninja-like one, he also is surrounded by tons of girls who also have that of firearms too, as he then soon claps his hands together as all the shards basically, merge together. Before then, one large shard of Izuku Midoriya. However, it's the Izuku Midoriya we all know and love, surrounded by everybody from that of Class 1A, within soon throwing that of the shard. I was about to throw the shards into that of the larger one, before then getting that of a call, is then saying, "This is Soul, what is it? I'm busy." With then realizing, wait, what? You want me to add what? No, bullshit, I am not doing that. You can't, no, oh, god damn it, fine. I'll do it, damn it. I'll add half of their, but I'll only do like half of their love interests. I'm not going to be adding all of them. I don't want to be doing like copy and pastes and have that of multiple variants of other MHA characters outside of Deku. Within soon clapping his hands, as then multiple shards of female characters from MHA and also from other worlds, on the other hand, also show up. Within grabbing each and every one of the shards, before then saying, they will do. Not trying to make things overly convoluted. As then throwing the shards at that of the other massive pile of that of Deku shards into that of the giant massive one of Deku. Before then, the massive shard of that of Izuku Midoriya soon begins to crack as all the other shards merge inside of it. Within, soon, dusting his hands off saying, "There, happy?" Within saying, "Wait, what? You're saying that? Do I really have to? Damn it. Okay, fine. If that's what I had to do, then I'll do it. I'll look over another worm universe. And seriously, I have to give that of another system? At least it's not a gamer system, then fine. But I get to decide the system again. I'm not leaving it up to fucking chance with you guys. And again, thanks for letting me use them." Within, soon ending that of the call, before then saying, "I fucking hate my job, but I love it at the same time." Within soon, seeing as he goes over to that of the messy cavalcade of shards, before then saying, "Now go. time to see what you would do when other versions of you interact with you, your friends, and family. How would you all react? How would the heroes react? How will the villains react? As the entity known as Soul couldn't help but smile, before then placing his hand on that of the glass, before it all fully shatters, before flying off, creating that of one giant one giant steel glass image, seeing that of the city of Masafu, the hometown of Izuku Midoriya, and located of UA High. It seems like a normal day. Little do they know that normality is going to completely and utterly shatter. Figuratively and very literally. It's been that of 2 weeks since the hero rankings and the battle between that of the newly decorated #1 hero of Japan, Endeavor, and the newly dubbed #2 hero of Japan, Hawks, fought against that of a high-end Nomu Hood that was orchestrated by that of Dabi and also by that of, well, the undercover agent that is Hawks, with Dabi's chilling words, not only having the hatred for Endeavor, but also knowing his full name. But that's not important. What's important is that Class 1A, alongside those from Class 1B and everybody else from UA, has some time off, given that it's Sunday and the UA staff decided to give their students time to relax. Instead of being cooped up in the dorms all the time and on that of the school grounds alone, and seeing how well that of the school festival went, Nezu decided to give that of the students some leeway to leave that of UA for their own time. Some students decided to stay at the dorms, such as a half of Class 1A, while the other half decides to basically go out and do their own thing. For example, Izuku decided to head back home and spend time with his mom. However, and decided to go out and help her out with groceries and everything like that. However, little did they know, they would end up running into that of their fellow classmates and his closest friends, from that of Ochako, Todoroki, and also Ida as well, and even Sue tagged alongside that of Tokoyami too. But basically, the Deku squad, alongside that of the extra Tokoyami, were all spending time together as they were heading back to Izuku's apartment, actually. Not the only squad, as even that of the Baku squad also was hanging out together. Mina originally wanted to go karaoke singing with that of Kirishima and Kaminari, and even Zero tagged along too. However, Kirishima wanted to drag Bakugo with them, and Bakugo didn't want to, but Kirishima surprisingly convinced him. And let's just say, if you've ever heard Bakugo sing, it's just terrifying. It's like listening to a howler monkey basically torture a cat just by screaming. But even with that hiccup, they still somewhat enjoy themselves. Just never bring it up ever again, except with that of blackmail material from that of Mina and, well, Sero. Hell, surprisingly, even though it's a day off for many of the students, a certain pro hero teacher, on the other hand, still doesn't get his day off, or rather decides to take that of an early start on his patrols, that being Eraserhead, wanting to get an early start on patrolling so he can head back to that of the dorms and relax a little bit, given that he needs to take his job as that of a teacher seriously and no longer just sleep whenever he wants when there's nothing important to do to teach that of Class 1A after all. Especially given the fact that even though they now have a new #1 pro officially, crimes across Japan are still on the rise, especially with a certain book being released to the public, wanting his students to at least have some enjoyment as that of children before getting ready to be pros. He taking his job a lot more serious now, as Aizawa jumps from rooftop to rooftop, taking care of at least a bit of petty crimes here and there from alleyways, waiting a little while for the police to show up before going off, taking care of another incident. Even that of a few pros who are starting to make a name for themselves as well is also in Masafu. It's that being Edgeshot, Kamui Woods, and also Mount Lady, building that of their new team, the Lurkers, making people feel at least a lot more safer all across that of the cities that make up that of Tokyo, Japan, which is also Masafu as well, with them on their patrols too, with the help of Death Arms and also Backdraft as well. You would think on a day like this that nothing bad could ever happen. You'd be surprised. Heading to that of Izuku's apartment, with him grabbing that of multiple groceries, and also with Ida, also with that of Tokoyami, also grabbing groceries as well, having groceries in their hands too. With then Inko saying, "You all don't need to do this after all. It's the reason why I brought the bike, to be honest." With then Izuku looking at his mother saying, "Don't be like that, Mom. We're just glad that we were just around to help out." With then soon Ida saying, "Of course, Miss Midoriya. As heroes in training, even doing stuff like this is important, and you're the mother of one of our classmates and friends. It's only natural." With Shoto nodding and Tokoyami also nodding his head as well. With then Ochako saying, "But still, are you guys sure that you don't want us carrying any groceries for you? I mean, we wouldn't mind, right, Sue?" With then Sue saying, "Of course, Ribbit." But Ida was insistent that they should basically carry things instead. With then soon Ida saying, "And why not? It's only natural." With then soon Todoroki saying, "I was only doing it because you guys asked me to. Why would I not?" With then Tokoyami also speaking up saying, "The gender debate of men and women, it never ends. The fight never truly ends, doesn't it?" With Izuku couldn't help but laugh. With then soon Inko couldn't help but giggle to herself saying, "I'm so glad that my baby is able to make such good friends like the rest of you. I really appreciate you all staying by my son's side." But then, without thinking, Todoroki soon spoke up saying, "Well, your son is a good person. He is a bit, well, always digging himself in other people's business though." With then, soon Izuku saying, "Todoroki!" But I wouldn't say that it's a bad thing. With Ida saying, "Agreed," as Tokoyami saying, "I also had to accept as well." As even Ochako and Tsuyu couldn't help but, well, smile in that of acceptance. But then Izuku couldn't help but blush in that of embarrassment in front of his mother. "Thank you all so much for your kind words for my son. Maybe we're almost home. We're almost to our place after all. If you would like, I don't mind making you all." Within, before she could finish continuing, the sky went from that of its sun setting orange to that of multiple colors, from that of blue, green, yellow, red, purple, orange, and over again of those colors. With then soon Izuku basically dropping the bags and stepping in front of his mother, with then saying, "What's going on? Please stay." With then Inko saying, "Izuku?" As then Izuku wondering, why do I feel? But then soon he feels like something is stabbing inside of his head, saying, What's going on?" As then Ochako saying, "Deku!" Running over to that of Izuku, even that alongside that of Sue as well. As then Ida saying, "Midoriya, are you okay?" With then even Shoto speaking, "Midoriya, what's happening?" As Inko saying, "Izuku? What's going on? My baby, what's going on?" As then thinking, why do I feel like I'm being split? My head is about to split in half. A little while ago, and that's of downtown Masafu, and that of the karaoke bar, as that of Class 1A's blonde idiot, Kaminari, standing outside alongside that of Mina Ashido, everybody's favorite pink net, can up say, "Well, even though it didn't pan out like I thought it would, but it wasn't too half bad." With then Kaminari saying, "I think my ears are going to be ringing for almost the entire day now. Who does death metal so bad?" Hearing that comment, Bakugo couldn't help but get annoyed at Kaminari saying, "You want to go, Sparkplug?" With then Kaminari saying, I'm joking. Halfly. With then saying, "But even so, why don't we go to that of the arcade actually? Hey Bakugo, you're familiar with this place. Why not?" Within, soon, Bakugo saying, why the hell I want to go with you idiots? You only said karaoke. I'm going back to UA, to the dorms, to train. Within, Kirishima saying, come on, Baku, bro. It wouldn't be too bad. Within, Sarah couldn't help but smile at that of the interactions with everybody. Before then, noticing the sky, saying, guys, what's going on with the sky? Within, soon everybody noticed that of the color-changing sky. Within, Bakugo also noticing, as he couldn't help but have his eyes widening in shock before narrowing them in that of anger, saying, this isn't good. As a few other students from that of Class 1A were about to leave that of the dorms, as being that of Momo, Kyoka, alongside those from Class 1B being that of, Kendo and Setsuna as well, as they planned on leaving that of the dorms and hanging outside of the city before they also noticing that of the color changing sky. Within, Jiro saying, okay, this is weird. Within, soon, Kendo saying, I think this is not a good idea. We better head back into the dorms. With Momo saying, I agree with Kendo. Within, Setsuna saying, we should probably also tell the teachers. But given that there definitely might be in the teacher's office or the faculty dorms, they may be seeing this too. As the four are about to leave, that's when everything begins to change. As the color, as all there basically being multiple colors, as the sky begins to crack and shatter, as cracks all across all over the world begin to sink in. Before then, it finally fully shatters, as that of bright lights begin to fall down into that of the city of Masafu. Within, soon those lights go down to that of the streets, some on the rooftops, while others nearby that of other parts of the city, even in that of the woods nearby, before one of the shards begin to fall right next to that of Izuku. As soon as it falls, it doesn't create that of a crater, but it creates that of a blinding light. Within, soon, as everybody covers their eyes, as then the light begins to die down, before then seeing that of a person inside of the light on the ground. However, they wearing that of a green uniform, and it looks like that of a hero costume, a familiar hero costume that everybody in Class 1A all know too well. However, it's more feminine, as they get a better look at the person, as it looks like they are a woman with that of diamond-shaped freckles, messy green hair, however, and that of a ponytail actually, tied up using that of an orange ribbon, as then they soon begin to open up their eyes, as around her she can see that of multiple people, familiar faces to her, within saying, Ida? Uraka? Suyu? Where do you? Within noticing that of Shoto, within saying, Shoto! As then she basically clings on to that of Shoto, with everybody completely and utterly shocked. With then, even that of Shoto couldn't help but have his eyes widening, as he still has that of a somewhat neutral look, however his eyes say it all. With then, soon, Izuku saying, Todoroki? You know her? Within, soon, looking closely at her. Within, saying, Midoriya? Within, soon, Izuku saying yes. Within, the girl saying, Shoto, why are you calling me by my last name? You normally call me Izumi. Within, everybody's eyes widening in shock. Then, soon, Shoto continues saying, I didn't think you had a sister. Within, soon, Izuku saying, I don't. Within, Inko saying, I would know if I had a daughter, and I never had any other children. Inko whisperly quietly to herself, not that I haven't wanted any more children. Within, saying, why are you acting so different, Shoto? It's me, Izumi. Why are you guys acting? Within, noticing her mom, within, as she couldn't help but smile. Before then, noticing Izuku saying, as she freaks out saying, what the hell is going on? Why is there a male version of me playing cosplay? Within, Izuku saying, I should be the same. I didn't think I was that popular enough to already have fans. Within saying, fans? I'm Izumi Midoriya, Dekiru. Within, all of them come up and say, Dekiru. Within, soon, Ojuka saying, wait, you using Dekiru instead of Deku? As Izumi was about to say something, before then, in the distance, explosions began to happen as fire begins to create smoke. Within, soon, Izumi saying, what's going on? A few moments later, within soon, and that's of the streets, showing that of another entity, as it looks like that of another female Izuku. However, instead of the one that basically was in front of that of the Deku squad, this one wearing that of an all-black uniform, same costume as that of the female. However, one difference is that she has that of longer, messier green hair. Her eyes are more crimson red, and she wears that of a red scarf around her neck. Within, soon, she opening her eyes and grabbing that of her head, saying, where the hell am I? Last time I checked, I was right back in that of the Meta Liberation Army's base and I was waiting on that of before her eyes whining in shock, saying, Toya and Tenko, they were right beside me, and why am I in my... Within soon, that of a random hero, as he has that of a metal mask that covers his entire face, as he also wearing that of construction, a costume that looks like that of construction equipment with bulldozer arms as his gauntlets, with him also having that of tread patterns all across his pants, with that of treads for that of, well, boots is for footwear, within saying, miss, are you, within saying, a hero? As then she jumps up before kicks him in the face, knocking him back, as the crowd couldn't help but being completely and utterly shocked. Before then, soon, threads begin to come out of that of her fingers, before wrapping around that of the pro's neck, within saying, I've seen you before. You're one of Death Arm's sidekicks, so I'm definitely back in Masafu. Okay, bastard, you're gonna answer me some questions. How the hell did you pros end up getting me? Within saying, I don't even know you. Within soon, a blast of energy was about to come at her. Before then, threads began to basically wrap around that of her body as it defends her. Within soon, she throws that of the pro into that of the wall, knocking him out. As then seeing that of several other sidekicks of Death Arms, within saying, more of Death Arm's stooges. Within looking at a few of them, saying, I thought for sure I've killed at least half of you. This makes no damn sense. Oh well, nothing wrong with basically improving my kill count again. As that of the pros with that of long range quirks, the one with the energy quirk and one with that of a disc shooting quirk from that of their hands, launches towards that of the female Izuku counterpart, as she basically dodges each and every one of the attacks. Before then, threads begin to wrap all across that of the area, as that of lamppost, from that of, well, parking meters, and even that of a few trash cans are being flown everywhere. Before then, she wraps the threads together and creates that of a makeshift flail that knocks all the pros back and somewhat out, even hoping that she might have even killed one with that force alone, as she couldn't help but have that of a feral grin on her face. Before one of the pros basically got up saying, "Stop this, you damn villain!" As it being that of the same pro that she knocked out, as he was about to slam into her. Before then, strings began to wrap around him, as then saying, "What the? How?" But then saying, "Seeing that you bastards don't know what my quirk is, this proves it even more. I'm not in the same Masafu. And seeing that some of you pros are even alive since me and Dabi killed you, proves it even more. I'm not in my world. Whatever quirk basically sent me here, I'm gonna find them and basically rip and tear out their vocal cords before they send me back. But for the meantime, within soon, the threads began getting tighter and tighter. Before then, she couldn't help but basically smirk, As then soon a blast of fire was about to hit her, within saying, ugh, seriously, again? Losing her concentration as that of the pro that was about to get squished by that of the threads couldn't help but cough. Before then, noticing that of a boy wearing that of a familiar blue hero suit, as flames coming off that of his left hand and ice begins coming off that of his right foot, and the same old scar and that of heterochromia and dual-tone hair that we all know and love, saying, Izumi, no, you're not my Izumi. Your eyes basically scream, I'll kill you. Within, she can help but say, you're Izumi? Like hell, I would basically date you, Todoroki. Ugh, especially be weird since I'm dating your older brother. Within, shaking her head. Before then, multiple threads begin to string straight for that of the other Shoto. Within, soon, him creating that of a burst of flames. Before then, sending that of a wave of ice at the same time. Within saying, what the hell? As then, she goes to that of a light post as she flings herself using that of her string to do so. As then, standing on that of the light post before jumping away, once again using her string as well. As Shoto sends another blast of fire. Before then, he creates that of spikes of ice. Before then grabbing them and then crushing them and then flinging straight at that of the evil Izumi. But then, she realizing that he's basically changing up his style, then saying, he's completely different from my Todoroki. This one has never been so efficient. He's always basically a one-trick pony. How the hell is he this good? Feeling frustrated, within, soon she noticed that of several people in the distance. Within, seeing that of glows of green electricity basically coming off two people. As however those two people look way too familiar, saying, you've got to be shitting me. Within, as it being that of Kanon Izuku and that of the female Izuku, Izumi. Within, soon Izumi saying, what the actual hell? As even Izuku's eyes basically bugging out too. Another female me? With then, soon, Shoto couldn't help but say, wait, who the? Within, Shoto looking back saying, okay, now I feel like I've seen everything. Before then, his eyes widening saying, Izumi! The girl couldn't help but scream out, Shoto! Within, soon, even that of Todoroki couldn't help but say, I am so confused right now. Within, Tokiyami saying, you and me, my dear friend, you and me both. As the two are about to run to each other and hug, before then, something solid basically comes in between them that almost looks like that of a blade, as it's basically a blade made out of pure silk and strings. Within, soon, looking back, saying, this isn't over yet. And honestly, as much as I want to get answers, and right now I am confused as hell, I am basically going to take this confusion and my anger out on you idiots. But then Izuku saying, Mom, please, stay back. I don't know what's going on, but I need you to be safe. Within, soon, Inko saying, but Izuku, please, Mom, do this for me. As then, even Izumi looks at that of Inko and that of Worry. Within saying, okay, just please be safe. Within, soon, the evil Izumi looks back at that of Inko, as her eyes can help but widen in that of shock, and also in that of longing. As you can almost see that of tears about to well up. Before then, she blinks them away, saying, she's not my mom. I know it, but it still kind of hurts. Not being able to see her, but not being able to interact with her. Within, soon, raising up her hands, tons of string begins to wrap around everywhere, flowing like it's ready, as it looks like as sharp as blades. Within, soon, Izuku saying, Ida! Within, Ida saying, what is it, Midoriya? I don't want any civilians getting involved. Also, if you find any pros, bring them to us. We're going to try and stall her. Within, soon, Ida saying, are you sure about this, Midoriya? Saying, I'm positive. You're the only one that we know that can do this. Within, soon, Tsuyu speaking up saying, Ochako and I could do the same. Within looking at that of Tokoyami saying, Tokoyami, could you stay here with them? And within saying, I will do much. However, it's about to reach that of the night. Sooner or later, my quirk would be too dangerous. Once it becomes too much, I'll head out and focus on helping out the civilians. But for the meantime, Dark Shadow and I are here to stay and fight. Within, soon, get accepting that of their roles. Within, Ochako saying, good luck, Deku. Within, hearing that name, the regular Izumi couldn't help but wince a little bit. As for the female Izumi, she couldn't help but grit her teeth saying, you basically allowed that bitch to call you Deku? Within, soon, seeing that of the bloodlust coming off of her, of waves of sharp strings towards them. Within, soon, Izuku channeling One for All, saying, one for all. St. Louis, Air Force Smash! As then, sending that of a pressurized wave kick of one smash towards that of those strings. Before then, both Shoto's, the one of the canon universe and the one from that of Izumi's universe, sending that of burst of flames. Before then, the Izumi Shoto switches to that of ice to create that of a wall of ice. Within, as Shoto seeing this, he does the exact same thing as well. Within, seeing that of her string being burned away, before then the ice deflects it, as then Dark Shadow stretches for her, as she basically dodges out of the way using that of her string once again to flip in the air, while also then using her strings to basically counteract that of her weight. As she looks like she's floating, but she's actually standing on a string platform. Within, soon she couldn't help but say, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but nothing I can't handle. Toya, Tenko, if you're out there, I'll find the both of you. And even if our other allies are here too, I'll find them too. Just wait for me. However, back in that of downtown Masafu, within, on that top of a rooftop, one as that of another Deku is basically sitting on to that of the top, alongside that of another one, as behind them being that of, surprisingly, two Himiko togas. However, they're both dressed a little bit differently. One being that of the usual, sweater, school uniform, and short skirt, and still have that of the messy buns, with that of the scarf that holds basically multiple that of her blood syringes, while the other one is basically wearing more black, showing a bit more of her cleavage, as she has that of a black tank top and that of a short skirt as well, but with that of multiple blades on her, and even sewn in that of the cloak around her. As then, soon, one Izuku, wearing that of a suit and tie. However, he has that of a long trench coat, as the sleeves are basically just hanging on his shoulders, while the other one is also wearing that of a trench coat, but not a suit, but more of that of a tactical uniform. It looks like that of a suit. Within, soon, the one with that of the suit can help say, to think, multiverse theory truly is real. And now, we're in that of an alternate universe, similar to ours, but different in possibly many other ways. When you say other me, but then saying, same goes for me as well. To think that I'd be dragged into this, another world. Can't really say, seeing that heroes are still the dominant factor, and humanity is not fighting for themselves, or rather, defending themselves and becoming their own heroes. It seems like hero society is still at its highest peak. Within, soon standing up, as that of the suit-wearing Izuku could up and say, I couldn't agree more. Within, soon, that of the Himiko that was behind him could help but cling onto him, saying, hey Izu-chan, are we going to go down there and get some blood? Saying, we might. But I'd rather look around a little bit, see about the difference about my old hometown after all. See if it's still the same, or within, soon, hearing that of a loudmouth, within realizing, or maybe, maybe some things never change. As it being that of Bakugo and that of the Baku squad, within soon saying, huh, well, if it ain't Kachan, within soon the Himiko that was behind that of the other Izuku could say, Kachan? Oh, you mean that Bakugo kid, right? It looks like he's still the loudmouth. At least in my world, he's put in his place. Still tries to be a hero and acts like a hero. It's quite pathetic, really. But in this world, it seems like he hasn't been put in his place just yet. My thoughts exactly. Within soon saying, why don't we have a little bit of fun with him? You coming along? Saying, not necessarily. I think I can just stay up here. Support you from the back, after all. Within soon pulling out that of his trench coat. Within seeing that of an assortment of part of that of gun parts. Before then, putting the gun parts together, as he has that of a semi-automatic sniper rifle. Within soon saying, I think I can support you from here. Besides, killing from a distance is my best trait. However, I'll basically oversee your actions and see how the fight goes. If this is still the same Kachan as he always is, then maybe killing this version would be doing this world a mercy. Within, this Deku couldn't help but laugh before saying, I like your style. You ready to come along, Hime? Within, saying, you know it, Izu. As then, the two jump off that of the building. Before then, blast of dark light green like energy comes out of his hands. As Himiko basically is clinging on that of his back. As then, slowing his descent. Within soon, the Himiko that was with that of the other Izuku saying, they seem like nice people. More of a problem, actually. He and I may have the same ideals, but he's the kind of person that's willing to kill anybody that gets in his way. Plus, in his eyes, unlike me who could care less about my hatred for Kachan, he despises him. I can tell he's going to enjoy torturing him. There might be a chance I might have to intervene, not to help him, but to prevent him from killing this world's Kachan. Within, Himiko can help but cling on to that of Izuku, within saying, but you told him you would. I only said that to satisfy him. I can tell he joined the League of Villains unlike me. Hopefully, he doesn't become a problem. Better chance of us? Let's keep an eye on him for now. Himiko, but then saying, yes, Izu? Saying, take care, go down there and keep an eye on them. And if you can, make sure that the pros don't interfere. You know my motto, I don't like to kill indiscriminately. As she gives out a salute to that of her Izuku saying, you got it, baby. Before then, she jumps off the building as well. However, she has that of a grappling hook as she goes down to that of a building with that of a fire escape, actually. While this Izuku basically stands on that of the building, keeping an eye on the fighting through his scope. Within, wondering, this should be interesting. If I see how this version of me fights, I'll have that of ways to counteract him if he goes out of insane. By the way, this show should be fun. Currently right now, Aizawa jumping around as he soon gets out of multiple calls from that of pros around that of the residential district of Masafu. Within, him couldn't help but grit his teeth saying, damn it, I need to take care of this. Within, soon, as he was about to jump off, within, that of a villain was basically sent flying up into the air. Within, him basically not kicking the guy down, as he soon notices that he lands into that of a trash can. Within, soon, seeing that of another entity, as he has that of a black sweated hood with that of a mask on and a billy club in his hands. Within, soon, saying, a vigilante at this time? Within, thinking, as much as I want to help out what's going on over there, this vigilante could be a problem. Before then, Aizawa, the vigilante, soon runs off, as then he brings out that of a grappling hook and flies off into that of the distance, getting onto that of a fire escape and climbing up. Within, Aizawa seeing this, chasing after him. Then the two are on that of hot pursuit a cat and mouse kind of game, as the vigilante jumps from rooftop to rooftop without even breaking a sweat. Before then, as Aizawa mentally thinking, this guy can really move. Good mobility, great control, must do free running on the side if he's able to handle this. Before then, soon jumping down, as he basically jumps down from one wall to another. Before then doing that of a free fall roll on the ground. Within, Aizawa seeing this, using his capture scarf to basically drop himself down before letting go and rolling himself. Within, soon, the vigilante saying, "Damn it! This Aizawa truly is basically relentless. He was my Aizawa, he would at least give me a chance to basically stop and talk." Bringing out his grapple gun again and getting out to that of the rooftop. Within, Aizawa saying, "Got you now." Within, jumping up into the air, using his capture scarf to basically grab onto his leg. As with the added extra weight, his grapple gun is basically halted for a bit as he's trying to get up. As he soon reaches out of the ledge, as then he brings out that of a cutting knife. Before then realizing, shit, this isn't the one that I normally use to take down Aizawa. But then getting up, as he tries to get up on the roof. Before then, Aizawa basically swings himself and lands back down, pulling that of the vigilante down with him. As then Aizawa lands on his feet, as the vigilante lands on his back. With then soon, as he was about to wrap him up with that of his scarf, the vigilante stands back up. Within, at the same time, he basically flings that of Aizawa to that side of the wall. As he lets go of him, at the same time, the scarf loosens up on him as well. But then, soon, pulling out that of his billy club, as he was about to hit that of Aizawa, as Aizawa dodges out of the way, as it creates that of a small cracks in that of the wall where Aizawa's head was. Within, soon, Aizawa pulls out that of his own custom combat knife, as the two basically duke it out with each other, with clangs in out of the alleyway, as the vigilante does that of a roundhouse kick to that of Aizawa's head. Aizawa dodges as he does that of a backwards kick to that of the vigilante, as he basically leans back. Before then, soon, switching out of his billy club into that of a flail, swinging the edge of the club onto that of Aizawa's side, as he couldn't help but winces in pain. Within, soon, realizing enough playing around, as he uses his quirk on him, as the red eyes begin to gleam. Before then, soon, the vigilante saying, "Did you seriously try to use your quirk on me, idiot?" Within, realizing, what? As he goes down to the ground, before then doing that of a sweep kick, knocking that of Aizawa on the ground. Before then, having the billy club in his face. Before then, soon saying, why the hell did my quirk not work? I thought for sure that you had that of an agility quirk," saying, "Yeah, that would have worked if I did have a quirk." Within, his eyes widening and shocked, saying, "Wait, I'm quirkless. Seriously, to think that you would be this determined to take me on. At least my Aizawa would actually realize this anyway. And besides, I was taking care of a bunch of scum in the alleyways. Did you know that the person I took care of was a serial rapist that basically came out of the hiding after All Might's retirement?" Within, saying, "What?" Saying, "Yeah, basically, I was going to break every single bone in his body, but thanks to you, he now has that of a fractured spine. He'll never be able to move ever again. So to be honest, I had to appreciate what you've done." Within, saying, "You basically used me." Nah, I didn't. Originally, I broke every bone in that of his legs. You, on the other hand, basically broke his spine to add more to that of the damage. Hopefully, he'll be in bed and basically have that of a broken spine for at least the next few months. He won't be hurting any woman ever again." Within, saying, "As much as I hate to admit it, you did good to do so, but you're still breaking the law." Saying, "Last time I checked, the laws only revolve around quirks. Not anything about that didn't say anything about that of quirkless people breaking the laws." Within, saying, There's vigilantism. That's breaking the law. You're interrupting in that of pros' work, saying, and when had the pros ever done anything useful? When had the pros ever cared about that of less than popularity polls? Outside of underground heroes, the current pro hero scene are all full with that of money grubbing fakes, saying, so you believe in Stein's ideology? Not entirely. I don't believe in killing people. I believe in making them suffer, breaking them, making them scared to ever cause another crime ever again. I do believe in All Might's ideas of being a symbol of peace, but now since that symbol is gone in this world, maybe it's time for you to have a symbol of fear. And Endeavor is far from that symbol of fear. You should be that symbol yourself, Aizawa. But then, soon, as he's about to gets off of him, before then, he's about to use that of his grappling hook and fly off. Before then, soon, Aizawa tosses that of his combat knife at that of the vigilante, as he dodges out of the way, with then Aizawa using that of the capture scarf around him, wrapping around him, before then going close to him and kneeing him in the face, knocking off that of his mask that was also modifying his voice at the same time. With then soon, not as the vigilante goes to the ground, now wrapped up in the scarf, before then soon looking at his face saying, what's going on? With then saying, it's like he's seen a ghost, Teach. With then saying, Midoriya, why are you... Trust me, if you basically are surprised and already know who I am, then I'm not your Midoriya. Far from it. And seeing that you were shocked and that I was not using my quirk, and I'm basically quirkless. I'm guessing this world's version does have a quirk. With then saying, what's going on here? Who the hell are you? And why do you have my student's face? Saying, like I said, I'm Izuku Midoriya, but I'm not your Izuku Midoriya. It looks like today is going to be one hell of a crazy day, not just for you, but also for me as well, Eraser. As this Izuku couldn't help but give off that of a cheeky smirk, as the craziness doesn't stop there, as currently on one of the highways outside of that of the city, seeing that of more and more explosions going on, as that of two motorcycles are about to turn into that of the city, within soon, one of them being that of another familiar Izuku Midoriya, as then he having that of massive sword on his back, and somebody also clinging on to his back as well on the motorcycle, while that of the other motorcycle being driven by that of a familiar eternal blushing cheek girl, within thinking, this is absolutely insane. Of all the things that could happen, why this? But then soon, Ochako basically saying, it's all right, Deku. We'll find some way to get back. But within soon, the girl on that of Izuku's back couldn't help but say, right now we should probably head in there to help out any of the pros that are in danger. What kind of villain attack is going on? We'll take care of it together, right? But then soon, this Izuku couldn't help but scoff before smiling, saying, yeah, together, as he accelerates that of the throttle, within heading out as well, as this is just the beginning of the madness to come tonight. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys like in the comments below. I would love to read what you guys have to say. And yeah, more and more craziness is about to happen. This is just the beginning of what's to come. And you should all be worried for Bakugo after all, and the Baku squad. It's going to be basically a beatdown. And trust me, I may not be as much of a Bakugo hater as I used to be, but then again, the guy's character does not truly improve until after that season 4 after all. And even still then, it's still somewhat a dumpster fire. But out of the way, that's only that of, 6 Dekus out of the way. Time for that of the remaining 6 to 7 Dekus remaining for the next part. So yeah, expect even more chaos to come. Anyways, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos on below on the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, other channel, Patreon, and Cash App. All linked in the description below. So with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care.